What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about Ghost World. So this was a first time watch. I've heard about this movie throughout the years, but I didn't really know that much about it. I just kind of knew the name. And lately I've been watching a lot of movies that feature Brad Renfro and Dave Sheridan. So, I was just like scrolling through Google and looking what other movies, Dave Sheridan and Brad Renfro are in. And I'm like, oh, they're in Ghost World, and then Steve Buscemi and Scarlett Johansson are in this movie too. I'm like, like that's a decent cast. And then I watched the trailer and it seemed kind of cool. It seemed like kind of like a different movie. So I thought, hey, what the heck? Let me check this out. And I'm glad that I checked it out because it was definitely a unique movie. It focuses on teenagers, but it's not really a typical teen movie. It's a lot more cynical. It's a lot more dramatic. It's less like bubbly and happy-go-lucky. It's like a different take on a movie surrounding teenagers. So, I thought it was unique and it was a different movie. It was, cool in that regard. But in terms of my enjoyment, or my opinion of it, I really, to be honest, I was not a huge fan of this movie. I don't know. There was some stuff that I liked in it, but overall, it had a depressing tone, and I wasn't the biggest fan of the main character. Like, I could sympathize with her a little bit, but I feel like some of the stuff, some stuff she kind of brought on herself, and then she kind of did wrong some people. I didn't like how she treated people in some instances. So even though I kind of like the main character, she did a lot of unlikable stuff, and then this movie did have kind of a depressing tone, and I like depressing movies, but more of those shocking depressing dramas that deal with more gritty subject matter. This was depressing, but just in I don't know, it had almost like a nihilistic, cynical tone, and I didn't really like that. Cause me, I'm like a glass half full positive guy. I try to be positive, but like I said, I do enjoy depressing or messed up, shocking movies. But I don't know. This was. I don't know if I can if I'm articulating this well, but this was depressing in a different way. It was. I don't know. It just left a bad taste in my mouth. So even though this movie had some stuff going for it, and I think it was a unique movie, I was not a fan. Jumping into the plot summary, so the movie focuses on pretty much this one girl, Enid, and her friend Rebecca, and they're recent high school graduates. They're kind of outsiders. They're kind of outcasts. They hate on everything, and I don't know. Yeah, they're kind of just outsiders. So basically, they just graduated high school, and they want to get a place together, but Enid has to repeat this art class because she failed, so she's taking this art class, and she's trying to find a job so she can move in with Rebecca. And throughout the movie, Enid and Rebecca are growing farther and farther apart, and there's this whole drama between Enid and this guy Seymour. He's this older gentleman who she's initially making fun of, but then she buys a record from him, and they actually become friends, and they kind of become romantically involved, but then he gets another girlfriend and she becomes jealous, and there's this whole dramatic tension between Enid and this guy Seymour. Like, they're friends, and they kind of become more than friends, and then there's like, tension between them. It's a whole thing. So basically, Enid she's just trying to figure herself out, figure her life out right after high school. So that is the basic plot summary. So first point that I want to get into, there's this scene, like when we're first introduced to Enid's art teacher, that it reminded me of something from my experience. So I've mentioned this in other videos. I'm currently finishing up college. I'm a little bit older, but I went back. I took like a break for a little bit. Whatever. I'm like entering my last semester of college, and I kind of switched my major a couple times. I was doing like a lot of film classes, but I'm like I wasn't really into it. So then I switched my major. But anyways, one of these film classes that I was taking, it was a film criticism class, and it was an online class. I think it might have been in like 2020, so like everything had to be online, but I do like the online classes. I do a lot in person, but I like the online because I work full time and stuff, so it's a good time saver. So basically, I'm taking this online film criticism class, and the first assignment, our first introduction to the teacher is she makes us watch this short film, but like she doesn't tell us that it's a short film. She makes us watch this short documentary. It's like film documentary style. We don't know, we don't have any context, and it's this guy who he's into like body modification. He has all these tattoos and piercings, and he's like, you know what? Tattoos and piercings, they're not enough. I need to go to the extreme. He's like, there's this one guy, I can pay him, he'll shoot me and I'll get a bullet wound. He's like, that's the real body modification. And then in the documentary, it like shows the whole progress of this guy going in this weird, like seedy garage, and then he gets shot and it's all bloody, and like we don't know that it's fake, but it's like presented as a documentary. So yeah, we had to react to that. That was our first assignment. Was she showed us this video, and she like presented it as if it was a real documentary, as if this was like real footage of someone getting shot, and we had to like write about that, and that was our introduction. So that reminded me of in the movie, the art teacher is showing this weird video with like all these baby dolls, and it's just this weird creepy video. Like, what's up with all these art professors? Like they can't just introduce themselves, like saying, they can't just be like, hello, I'm Mr. or Mrs. such and such, and this is my class. And like why can't art teachers be normal? I mean, I get it, they're artsy, they're like a little bit out there, they're a little bit wacky, but I mean, what's up with this? Showing these shocking, weird videos like right off the bat, like ease me into it. Let's work our way up to that. Like, they just go 0 to 60 and they show you a video of someone getting shot, or a video of baby dolls getting cut up, or whatever the heck she was showing in the movie. So yeah, the art teacher in this reminded me of so many like film teachers and art teachers that I've had. They're all like that. Like that the teacher in this movie was spot on. And yeah, like I kind of like the theme of the teacher being so into everything, having to have like social commentary and be political, because in the movie, Enid was actually like a really good artist. She was a great artist. It was kind of cool because she kept this notebook and she would kind of document everything in her life. It was like a little journal. Like, she would just draw everything. Like, she would just draw her life story. And then a lot of times she would draw stuff just that she was interested in and that she liked, and the teacher wanted this like great explanation, and Enid's just like, oh, I just think it's cool, or I like it, and the teacher's like, what? Like, you don't have any social commentary that you want to present in your artwork? And that's how art teachers are. Like every art class or film class, I gotta like pull something out of my ass and like make up something and talk about a movie and like the deeper meaning of it. When, you know, a lot of movies do have social commentary and a deeper meaning, but like a lot of stuff in movies is just surface value. Like it moves the story forward, it looks cool, it's interesting. Like not everything is social commentary. So in these classes, I would just bullshit so hard. Like all my film classes, all my art classes, I just bullshit. I'm just like, yeah, you know, this means this because the way the color grading and the bridge. I was talking about the movie Spring Breakers, and I was like, yeah, like whenever they cross a bridge in the movie, it symbolizes like a path into, you know, like they're going farther and farther into this seedy lifestyle, and they're going farther and farther into this immoral territory. Like I just pull stuff out of thin air. So yeah, I kind of like the art teacher was like that, because the art teachers are the ones that I've had are like that. And you know, the one girl that's like the teacher's pet, she'll just put like some clothes hangers together, and she's like, well, this is talking about, you know, how society is, you know, like the socio-economic structure and blah blah blah. I don't know, but like she'll just like, she's like the worst artist, but then she'll just like say her artwork has some fake meaning, and then like the teacher loves her. It's like A plus plus. But like Enid is actually a good artist, but she's just like, I like this. This is cool. And then like the teacher's like gives her a bad grade, which I think I like that they kind of touch on that, and that Enid isn't trying to like have her work mean stuff. Like she just does stuff. She just kind of creates stuff that because she likes creating it, or she thinks it's, you know, aesthetically pleasing, or like it tells her personal story. I personally don't think any art form needs to always mean something or always have something to say. Like I think stuff can just, you can just make stuff because you want to make it, or because you think it looks cool, or because like, I don't know, for like, because it's fun to you, because it's like entertaining. Like I don't think everything has to mean something. So I kind of like that, how like Enid was just creating just to create, like just for fun, and then she was like shunned because like that's how it is in these art classes. But anyways, let me move on, because I'm rambling on that point. But yeah, I did like all that stuff with the art teacher and Enid's relationship with her. I also liked the concept of, you know, feeling lost after high school and drifting away from friends, because I mean that the summer after high school is a little bit weird. Like, you know, senior year is a fun time. It's like a culmination. Like, wow, we're finally done with, you know, all of our mandatory school. Like, you know, stuff's gonna be great. I'm going to this college. I got this job. Like, you have like such high hopes, and then, you know, you have your group of friends, and you don't have a lot of responsibility, and everything's all good. And then like once you graduate, you just get hit with like, you know, this person's moving away, this person is into different stuff now, you know, friends are growing apart. You kind of get like a dose of reality. Everything's not all like, you know, like you have like a little bit more responsibility, and you're kind of like held accountable for stuff more. So I kind of like the focus of the film of like feeling lost after high school and drifting away from people, because that's real. Everyone feels that. So I definitely liked that point. That was cool. And something else that I liked is when so Enid's trying to get a job, and she works at this movie theater, and the manager keeps telling her like, you gotta upsell, and she's like, do I really have to? Like it seems kind of sleazy. And I just like that, because like currently right now, I work at in a retail job, and we have to, sign people up for our rewards, and we have to, push like the company products and stuff. Like there's certain stuff that we get commission for. We gotta push that, and I do a good job of that. Because like we're supposed to do that. Like all the district managers are, big on that, and basically we have like a work group chat for like managers and assistant managers, and we have to like kind of keep track of it, like of the commission stuff and how many signups we get for the rewards. So I kind of gamify it. I have fun with it. I kind of gamify it. I'm like, how many can I get today? Like it's like it's like a quantifiable thing that the district managers like to see. So personally, the upselling people or selling people on the commission based products, I don't mind. But I kind of like how she said it's sleazy, because my coworkers and I, we joke around with that. Like if they're doing really well, I'm like, wow, you're like a total sleaze bag today. You're like, I always say like big sleaze. That's what I say. I'm like, you're big sleaze today. I'm like, I thought I was big sleaze. You're straight big sleaze status. I'm like, you're a total slime ball. You're a total sleaze bag. Like we just like joke with each other and act like we're sleazy salesmen, even though we're really not. We just ask people nicely, and if they, we ask them once. If they say no, we move on. We're really not sleazy. I don't think stuff like that is that sleazy, but I do. I thought it was funny that she said that, because my coworkers and I, we joke around with each other, and whenever we're, pushing the commission-based products and we sell a lot, we're like, oh, you're a total sleaze bag. Like you sold 10 today. Like you're a slime ball. So I like that. Definitely related to that. Moving on. So the character Seymour, played by Steve Buscemi, I liked him a lot, and one of the things that I really liked about him is that he's into these like really old records, and he's so into record collecting, and it's kind of like a niche thing. It's not like a super popular thing. It's not like a super cool thing, but he's just into what he's into, and he's kind of, he's not, well, he's like kind of ashamed of it, but not really ashamed. He's just like, I like what I like. Like I'm just gonna, collect records because I like to collect records. That's what I'm into. Like I'm like a record nerd. Like I know all the fun facts. That's what I'm into. Like I'm a grown ass man. Like if I want to collect records, I'm gonna collect records. And I kind of relate. I kind of relate to that because I don't collect records or anything. But you see behind me, I got all these weird B movies, all these weird movies, and I got even more over here. But like I collect all these weird, obscure, out of print movies that like, nobody nobody knows about, and it's like, if I was like, I probably wouldn't like bring up to a chick like, oh yeah, I got all these movies. I got Bad Biology on DVD. I got Return to Sleepaway Camp on DVD. Like that probably wouldn't be cool, but like I'm into it personally, and I'm not like ashamed. Like I'm just into what I'm into. I'm into all these weird niche older B movies, but like I don't care. Like I'm a grown man. I'm not trying to be a cool kid here. I don't care. It's not a popularity contest. I'm a 26-year-old man. I can collect DVDs if I want. So basically, I kind of related to Seymour on that level. Like he's just into his like niche nerdy, weird stuff, but he's just like, I like it. So like whatever. That's how I feel. Like I'm like, I like what I like. Sue me. I'm gonna continue liking it. I'm gonna do whatever I want. It might not be the most popular stuff, but hey, it gets me going. If whatever floats your boat. So that's a good positive message. Like it's like the Hodge twins say, do whatever the F you want to do. Like whatever you're into, as long as you're not hurting people, everyone's got their thing. So I kind of like that sentiment. That was very relatable. So yeah, pretty nice. And then I kind of talked about stuff that I liked or connections to my life. The last point is getting into some negatives, which I kind of mentioned earlier, but it might seem like I'm like, oh, he said he doesn't like this movie, but he just mentioned a lot of positives. Like like I said, I don't like to totally rip movies apart, even though that would probably be more entertaining for a YouTube video, but I don't really like to do that because movies are hard to make, and this stuff's subjective anyways. Like some people might love it, some people might hate it. It's just my opinion. I'm just some dude with a camcorder, so I'm just talking my shit. So it is what it is. But anyways, getting into the negatives, like I said earlier, the movie was super depressing, and I just kind of I kind of felt sad the whole time. Like it's how stuff ended up with Seymour. Like I feel like Enid just totally ruined Seymour's life and screwed him over, and I feel like she was kind of selfish. And yeah, I was depressed with how stuff worked out for Seymour. I was depressed with how like Enid and Rebecca kind of drifted apart, and then like I don't know, Enid was she was like pretty lost at the end of the movie. Like she failed her class, she didn't get the scholarship. Like the end of the movie was just a downer. Like nothing worked out. I guess you could look at it as like a positive. Like she kind of like left town. That was her goal, and like she's like getting a fresh start, which is good. But I don't know, something about the movie that didn't gel with me is, like I said, I did relate to some stuff about like some stuff related to Enid's character, but I feel like a lot of this stuff, like she was complaining about her life not working out, but I feel like she didn't like try that hard. She didn't really apply herself. Like she got like a job for one day and then she got fired. She didn't try to get another job. Like in her art class, she kind of applied herself, but not really. She was like, sometimes you gotta like schmooze. You gotta make the art you want to make at home, but just do what the teacher wants in class. Like, and then she's like hating on everything, and I don't know. I don't know. I feel like the Rebecca character I liked more because she was like, she would hate on shit and complain, but like she would actually try. Like I feel like Enid was just hating on everything. She's like, why is nothing working out for me? Blah blah blah. But like she wouldn't try to do shit. She would just like sit around and wait for shit to happen. So I don't know. And like a lot of shit, like I feel like this might be crazy to say, but like I'm just like thinking in my head like suck it up, like that's life, and she's just like, oh, woe is me, I have to upsell people, oh I have to like cater to my teacher's interests. It's like that's life. Like get in to fit in. Like yeah, you gotta be yourself, but when you're at the workplace, when you're in school, when you're doing life shit, like you can't just you gotta kind of code switch a little bit. Like you gotta, at work you gotta be on, you gotta do what your manager wants. In school you gotta do what your teacher wants. Like you can't just do what you want all the time. Like that's not life. So yeah, I didn't 100% like Enid's character. I didn't like how stuff worked out with her character, with Seymour. Like a lot of the stuff, the ending was depressing. So yeah, overall, in terms of a recommendation, I would not recommend this movie because it's just such a downer. If you're looking for a downer movie that is like a teen film, I would go with like Kids from 1995. That's like a depressing downer movie that relates to teens, but I don't know, it's depressing in a different way, more of like a shocking way. This is depressing, but it's just I feel like this, like a lot of this depressing stuff in this could have been avoided if like Enid didn't just like, she was like meddling, like she totally ruined Seymour's life, and she just didn't try at anything. So yeah, in terms of a recommendation, I would not recommend this movie. I was personally not really a fan. Yeah, so yeah, I would not recommend it. So that has been my recommendation, and that has been my review of Ghost World. Thank you all very much for watching, and peace out.